Will Durant had said the Islamic conquest of India is one of the bloodiest stories of human history, not just Indian, but human history. But do our books talk commensurate about that? Historian K.S. Lal had mentioned that between 1000 CE and 1525, the population of this subcontinent fell by 8 to 9 crores. 8 to 9 crores were actually massacred just in those 500 years of the early Delhi Sultanate time and the early invasions of Islam. 60 lakh Jews being massacred during the Second World War, we call that as a Holocaust. So what do we call 8 to 9 crores of Indians, Hindus, Buddhists, Jains who were all massacred during those 500 years? What do we call that? We do not call that the Holocaust. Sitaram Goyalji, in his seminal work, talks about 40,000 temples, at the least, it's an underestimate, 40,000 temples destroyed during the entire foreign invasion of India. Where are these temples lost? Do we even talk? Forget reclaiming them. That's a long story. One temple which is of primal importance, we had to fight in the Supreme Court and judiciary for hundreds of years. But all these temples, at least can we acknowledge that this is what happened? The sex slavery that the women of this country had to face during these invasions. 4 lakh plus women. There was a saying in Ghazni, in Afghanistan, that Dukhtare Hindustan, Nilame do dinar. The daughters of Hindustan are auctioned here for 2 dinars each. So that was there's a tower there where people, the women folk from Hindustan were taken away and auctioned for the sex trade and slavery of the masses there. So where are all these stories and why do we not tell that? We have this fear that somehow talking about these will upset current social circumstances. It will make today's society uncomfortable, or in some way communities today, particularly say the Indian Muslims, are in some way responsible for the atrocities of Ghazni, Ghori, Aurangzeb, Tipu Sultan and all these tyrants, which is not true. I think the need is to dehyphenate today's people from these invasions of the past and also use history as a tool to ensure that these atrocities are never repeated again. And these are not some medieval tortures and things that happened. It's happening right now as we speak in our neighborhood, in our country as well. Vivek ji has spoken about the Kashmiri genocide. We've had what happened during partition. We know what's happening in Bengal today, in Afghanistan, whether it's the destruction of the Bamiyan Buddhas and the persecution of the minorities in our neighboring countries, and their steady decline of their population, percentages. All this shows this is not some Delhi Sultanate that we're talking of. The Delhi Sultanate is very much alive. It is happening right around us. So we need to all the more use history as the tool to dehyphenate today's Muslims, saying they are not your heroes. If you really want people of your own faith as icons, there are enough. There is Ras Khan, there is Rahim, there is Dara Shikoh, there is Sant Shishunal Sharif, there is APJ Abdul Kalam. There are several people who can be used as icons. To make any group comfortable, you don't need to whitewash atrocities of the past.